So I thought about some different ideas of what I could do for this week's shop talk video, and a lot of ideas came to mind. But I thought I would answer some of the top 5 questions of how we started. So let's go ahead and let's jump into that one. What made you want to open a TCG shop in the first place? So the funny thing about that question is I actually neither of us had any idea that we wanted to start a TCG shop at the time. So this was back, oh God, goodness, probably in the middle of 2024. I was thinking about selling a bunch of the stuff that I had laying around. I was going to sell the rest of my Magic collection and my play mats and stuff. And I had basically a battle box put together. I was thinking a lot that year, like, it'd be kind of fun to get back into collecting again, but just with Pokemon. And so that was kind of like where that all started. And so I started, I told family and friends, I was like, hey, if you guys are thinking about selling anything, let me know. I'm going to be selling some stuff on eBay. I'll take care of you if you want to sell anything. So that turned into just kind of chatting with my brother here and there about what I was doing and how it was going. And it got to the point where I was just like, it'd be kind of fun as if I like go to yard sales and like go to Facebook Marketplace and buy cards and then, resell them on eBay and TCG Player. And so I kind of started doing that a little bit. And it got to the point where my brother Chris was just like, hey, this is actually kind of interesting. Are you guys interested in talking about something here? I think I have an idea. If you guys have some time we can chat. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a cool plan. And so we just one night we jumped on and we just started chatting and just like, hey, this might be something interesting. Both of our wives are on there, and so it was just like, let's consider starting a business. And that was kind of like how we started. Like, we really had no idea we wanted to do that, but I found out Chris was starting to collect, and he'd been collecting for a while. Amassed a pretty good sized collection. I was just like, yeah, I want to collect too. And it just all of a sudden become like, I think I want to start a business too. Now we're in business together, 8-9 months later, and everything is going really well. So it's pretty exciting. So yeah, we didn't even know we were going to do it until we just decided that this might be fun to do. And so that's kind of how Blue Mist started. Second question, what was the biggest risk or obstacle you faced starting out? Honestly, we had no idea what we were doing. So there was a lot of, watching YouTube videos, watching business stuff, like doing some Googling here and there, very naive, and had no idea what we were going to do or how we were going to do it. And then the biggest obstacle out of that is just, we didn't have the knowledge for it. The second one was, can we turn this into a business? And so, yeah. And when we found out that there was, other people who were doing it like right out of their basement, shout out to Brian over at Pokiani, a huge influence on us and like pushing through and deciding to just pull the trigger. If other people can do it out of their basements, why couldn't we? And that's kind of how we got started. And that was kind of our biggest obstacle that we had to get over. But hey, we figured it out. We pushed through it. We got some money pushed into it, and yeah, it turned out pretty good. What was your very first sale or customer like? The biggest ones that we found were probably the ones that were clearly overselling what they had. And us, taking the risk and then realizing we lost money on our first collection buys, person to person. And that was kind of sad, especially when you're first starting out. It's really easy to trust people right off the bat and not doing your research, not checking the value, not checking the conditions, making sure they're not fake cards, things like that. Luckily, we haven't gotten any fake cards. That's a good thing. But yeah, we had some very strange people, some very strange customers. But I feel like overall it was a good experience. After getting those few that really didn't work as well as we'd hoped that they would. But yeah, I mean, it's you just kind of take it day by day, moment by moment, and then we get to the point of pushing through. At the end of the day, you're just like, well, I guess I messed up on that one. Let's just try our best not to mess up on those in the future. So we've done a lot better since then. How did you choose what games or products to carry at the start? We just got whatever products that we could. We knew that Pokemon was good, both English and Japanese. And at that time, the boom hadn't happened yet. So we were able to get some product off of different places, big box stores and eBay. And we were also able to get some through other LCSs that had really good deals. We sourced quite a bit off of TikTok Shop when the coupons were not nerfed. And we were able to get some product here and there. And we were able to, Chris was able to put up a pretty rudimentary, base theme website. And we were able to kind of take off from there, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, we started out with English products. We started out with Japanese products, and it was really interesting because every time we got to the point where we're just like, oh no, we're struggling to find stuff off of, TikTok Shop and coupons and big box stores. What are we going to do? And at that time we were already, looking at different wholesalers to start pulling the trigger on getting more product and starting building relationships with these people. And it just like came at the right time. Where we didn't have a huge lapse, which is really awesome. And, unfortunately, a lot of that stuff has kind of been obsolete. So I don't know if I would recommend people trying it now because how we did it doesn't work anymore. But that's kind of how we started out with. And now we've branched out. Once the big Pokemon boom hit and like English Pokemon pretty much dried up, we turned to more Pokemon Japanese. We got a Japanese wholesaler. I think we actually got two right now that we actually work from. One main one and another one we kind of source different products depending on what we want. And then we also expanded to Magic the Gathering. Our wholesaler has been really good, and we've lived our shop off of Magic the Gathering. We've built other relationships and became wholesalers through Vaultex as well as BCW. Which were really, really great. And that really got us through at a lot of places, and it got us to where we are today. So that's actually really exciting that happened. And that's kind of how we chose. And we kind of, went with the flow. Well, we can't get that, so I guess we'll get this. And that's kind of how we moved through things. And nowadays we, we're making big decisions. We're making big moves on new releases, new drops, as well as trying to keep stocked up. We're definitely pretty much stocked on Japanese. I don't think we have any issues of moving that and running out of that anytime soon, which is really good. I'm actually really excited. Once our wholesaler has more access to Pokemon and the market kind of calms down so that we can finally get a piece of the pie, so to speak. But yeah, everything's going good with that. What's one thing you wish someone had told you before opening a shop? That's actually a really good question. Just because of the fact that, we had to kind of just learn as we went. We did a lot of YouTube videos. We Googled a lot of things on the internet. Some things we were able to fix on our own. Other times we've had to source different products as well as different software and stuff like that to get that all figured out. And we were able to make it happen, which was actually really exciting. It's really interesting because our first month, I think we did like $400, $500, $600 on eBay, and now we're officially like a six-figure company. This year in 2025, it's been a really wild roller coaster ride. Putting my 2 weeks in, and then going full time in Q2 is just phenomenal. It's a good feeling. I feel like we do really good business practices. I feel like we have a really good handle on how to do things in different situations. And we're just kind of learning as we go. Sometimes we get it wrong and sometimes we got to fix it. Sometimes we got to give full refunds to people because we make a mistake because, we're people, working and doing things and doing the best that we can. So anyways, I hope that answers a lot of your guys' questions. If you have any other questions, definitely list them below. I'd love to answer those for you, but thank you so much for watching another video. We really do appreciate it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jacob. So don't forget to check us out, bloomiscollectibles.com. We got Pokemon, we got Magic, Lorcana. We also got some other TCGs, including Digimon, Uverse, MetaZoo, Shadowverse. We got a lot of other stuff coming up as well with the One Piece, so definitely stay tuned for that. If you want to check out our singles, we got singles on TCG Player and eBay. We got hundreds of listings. If you guys haven't checked us out, hopefully we can find something that's good for you. Don't forget to check us out when we live stream. Right now we are streaming on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we have live breaks. And from here, you can actually choose some stuff we can open up with you guys live online, kind of like our version of Rip and Ships, and then we can just ship it to your door. And hopefully we'll be able to experience some fun stuff when we do that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. And from my family to yours, you all have a wonderful evening.